Greetings, my dear subscribers. Today I present to you a wonderful comedy called Unknown Heroes. The film takes place in Kazakhstan. If you look at the world map, Kazakhstan is located in the very heart of Eurasia. At the very beginning of the film, a history teacher enters the class, announcing the topic of the lesson, the Battle of Anrakai. This battle is considered one of the most legendary in the history of the Kazakh Dzungar wars of the 18th century. Subsequently, it was called the Battle of Anrakai in honor of the area in which it took place. The teacher decides to introduce the children to unknown heroes, those about whom they have not yet been taught at school. And now we find ourselves in the wide steppe, in a cozy village, where life is in full swing. A girl named Kalimka sews a vest and goes to try it on for her lover, Bakit, who is an inventor. But when Bakit tries to demonstrate his invention, it fails. And the girl's father disapprovingly intervenes, taking her with him. Kalimka's claims that Bakit is a good guy, but her father insists that she deserves a man who can protect and provide for her family, and that Bakit does not meet these criteria. Then Tahir Noyan appears, the son-in-law of the greatest Khan Taishi, the leader of the Dzungar army. Khan Taishi's envoy comes to him. Here we see how they greet each other. Tahir receives an order to attack the Kazakhs in the west of the Anrakai steppe and offers to pay him 1 gold coin for each warrior. But Tahir has a plan. He negotiates with the envoy to tell the leader of the Khan Taishi that he has 40,000 warriors instead of the actual 20,000. Due to the fact that this is a comedy, modern elements of humor are introduced into the historical film. For example, when Tahir's robe is torn, he angrily says, "Ugh, Chinese clothes. I should have bought them at a higher price." Bakit decides to go collect firewood and meets on his way a local resident, Kuntagan, whom everyone laughs at because of his addiction to alcohol. And so the Dzungar warriors attack the village, destroy all the men, and capture the rest of the people for the purpose of selling them into slavery. Bakit decides to protect his people and challenges the main warrior to battle. During the battle, Tahir notices Bakit's beautiful vest, demands to know where he got it, and threatens his life if he does not tell the truth. At this point, Kalimka intervenes and declares that she sewed this vest. Tahir orders Bakit to be killed, but he miraculously escapes by falling into the river. Tahir's warriors think that he is dead and leave. Only Bakit and alcohol lover Kuntagan remain alive. Bakit asks Kuntagan to go to help his fellow villagers, but he refuses to save those who oppressed him, and decides to go to war in Khan's army to fight for the salvation of all of Kazakhstan. Kuntagan takes his sword. Tahir stops and orders a tent to be set up, as he does not want to rest next to dirty soldiers. Bakit goes in search of his fellow villagers and meets a wanderer along the way, who treats him to dinner. Bakit, feeling hungry, asks the wanderer to share food, but he demands money. Suddenly, Dzungar soldiers appear, notice the two intruders, and intend to kill them, but the wanderer begs not to kill them, but to sell them into slavery, promising all the money for them, since they are supposedly talented singers. Soldiers from the Dzungarian army force them to organize a concert, otherwise they face execution. They begin to perform the song, and the warrior orders them to sing a modern hit. The warrior sneers, calling this work a masterpiece, and notes that in fact the donkey sings better. Kuntagan saves them. In their eyes he seems like a hero. In fact, Kuntagan came to look for his toy, which is very dear to him, Lianga. Lianga is a shuttlecock made from a piece of goat or sheep skin, with a lead button sewn to it, with a diameter of 2 centimeters and a thickness of 2 to 3 millimeters, intended for yard games. Bakit, hiding it in his pocket, says that Tahir Noyan has the toy. The wanderer turned out to be Kumar, who deals with horses. According to him, Tahir stole his horses and did not pay, and the three heroes go to Tahir Noyan. The Kazakhs are held captive, and Tahir orders Kalimkash to be washed and dressed, and then brought to the tent. In the tent, the girl assumes that Tahir wants to take her, but he says that she is not his type. He demands that she sew him a beautiful robe, too, so that when he puts it on, everyone will admire him. On the way, three heroes entered an Uzbek tea house. The owner of the tea house brought a lot of food, and the guests were surprised to find that the outside of the tea house was different, but also completely different inside. Also, Dzungarian warriors came to the tea house and began to pester a girl sitting at another table. Bakhit comes to his defense, saying not to pester the Kazakh girl, otherwise their friend will tear their one place. As soon as the commotion broke out, the owner of the tea house raised his bow to warn them. After dinner, it turns out that the heroes do not have money to pay the bill, and they were forced to leave Kontagin's sword. Coming out of the tea house, they saved a girl whom the Dzungar warriors wanted to kidnap. But the girl was unhappy, since she planned to be captured by the Dzungar warriors. She also wants to find Tahir. Her name was Alchu. On the way, she told how Sharshi, a Dzungarian warrior, killed all her relatives, and she wants revenge. Along the way, Kontagin picked and ate berries, and also wanted to treat the girl. But she says that they are poisonous. Suddenly Kontagin has a stomachache, and the local magician helps him. The medicine given by the magician healed him, and also made him fart. That's what they called him for the dragons. Along the way, the heroes rescue the owner of a tea shop, who is also captured. So Kontagin gets the ball back. These were slave traders called by Tahir to sell captive Kazakhs. Kumar took the money and left. It turned out that he was selling horses to Tahir, his enemy. Suddenly Kundugan saw his Longa toy in Bakhit's pocket. Bakhit admitted that he had deceived him, and if he had told the truth, Kundugan would not have helped him. Offended, Kundugan leaves. Disguised as slave traders, Bakhit and the girl went to Tahir. They agreed to buy all the slaves. Sharshi pesters Bakhit because he mistakes him for a girl. Suddenly, real slave traders appeared and exposed Bakhit and his companion while sorting through the gold. Kumar's conscience began to play, and he goes to save his fellow villagers. They want to execute Bakhit, but Kumar saves him. For heroes attack the Dzungar warriors, and a massacre begins. All Kazakhs intervene in the battle. With the remaining warriors, Tahir takes the gold and runs away. Bakhit is looking for Kalamkaz, finds her unconscious in the tent. Kalamkaz comes to his senses and says that we have not won yet. And Tahir's warriors set a trap for the Kazakh army. Three heroes Kumar, Kontagin, and Alchu rushed after Tahir in the battle with the enemy. The heroes began to lose, but the final outcome of the battle was decided by the Lankans. Rushing to Sharsh, Alchu takes revenge for his dead loved ones by killing Sharshi. Suddenly Bakhit appeared on the horizon and, flying on his invention, an aircraft, landed from the air directly on Tahir. Tahir falls into the river and drowns. Father Kalamkaz blesses the young people, and the film ends there. In conclusion, it can be noted that the script of the film Unknown Heroes is a comedy with elements of a historical film, which takes place in Kazakhstan. The main idea of the film is to show that not only famous and glorious warriors, but also ordinary people can be real heroes.